The fluorescent lights above flickered as Lieutenant Darren Cole walked down the sterile, echoing corridors of Facility 17, a deep underground research base on Mars. Authorized personnel only. High-level clearance. No questions asked. He had seen strange things during his 5 years in the Intergalactic Peace Corps, but nothing quite like the project files marked E-Class. Containment priority lethal unknown. No public records. No media leaks. Just whispers. Darren was stationed here as internal security. Routine, boring, just scan, walk, report. But tonight was different. While on his midnight patrol, a soft chime echoed from the restricted Sector 7A. The reinforced doors were slightly ajar. That shouldn't have been possible. Weapon drawn, Darren stepped inside. The room was bathed in pale blue light. At its center stood a tall glass containment tube, cables coiled around it like a mechanical spiderweb. Inside was a young humanoid girl. No, an alien. She looked around 17 by human standards. Lavender-toned skin, white silver hair that floated in low gravity, and luminous teal eyes that locked onto Darren's. She didn't scream. She didn't move. She just stared at him, eyes wide, pleading. And trembling. Middle. A decision no soldier should make. Darren lowered his weapon slowly. "Who are you?" he whispered. His voice barely audible beneath the low hum of machines. A faint light blinked on a nearby console. The holographic interface identified her as Subject OR-9. Notes described her as a non-hostile specimen of the Valari species, captured during deep space scouting. Non-hostile. But the notes went on to say she was being kept for biobehavioral mapping, neurological dissection, and possible weaponization of her telepathic abilities. Darren's stomach twisted. He stepped closer. The girl's hand rose, slowly pressing against the glass. Despite his training, his instincts told him, she isn't a threat. She's scared. And she's been here, a long time. He accessed the security logs. She'd been detained for 3 months, subjected to constant scans and forced into silence with neural suppressors. Darren backed away. This was too big. He couldn't interfere. He had orders. But as he turned to leave, he heard something. Voice. Inside his mind. "Don't leave me." He froze. The girl hadn't moved. Her mouth hadn't opened. But he had heard it clearly. "Please. I'm not dangerous. I don't want to die here." It was her. She was reaching out with what was left of her suppressed telepathy. The neural inhibitors hadn't fully silenced her. Darren turned around. "You can communicate," he whispered. "Only a little. Hurts. I feel your kindness." Turning point. Breaking the system. Darren spent the next 2 days visiting the lab in secret during off-duty hours, disabling cameras and rerouting logs. He talked to her, Lyra, her true name. She told him about the Valari, an ancient, peaceful race of explorers who used telepathy to learn, not dominate. She had been on a peaceful scouting mission when the human vessel ambushed and captured her. "I didn't even fight back," she said one night, weakly, her voice barely coming through. "But they feared me because I was different." Each visit deepened the guilt inside Darren. His people, his system had become the aggressors. And Lyra. She had become a prisoner for existing. Finally, Darren made his decision. He would free her. It meant destroying logs, faking failures, disabling internal alarms. If caught, it would be court-martial or worse, exile from Earth. But he couldn't let her die here. Not like this. Climax. The escape. At 2 a.m. Mars Standard Time, Darren entered Sector 7A1 last time. He wore a stolen override key and a pack of forged clearance chips. The facility was quiet. Too quiet. He approached the containment tube. "Are you ready?" he asked. Lyra nodded weakly. He entered the release code. Warning: containment disengaged. The glass hissed and split. Lyra collapsed forward into his arms, her body cold and weak from isolation. Darren wrapped his coat around her. Suddenly red lights blared. Intrusion detected. Unauthorized access. He cursed. Someone had overridden the override. Gunfire erupted from the corridor. Darren pulled Lyra behind a metal table and returned fire. 2 guards down. 1 injured. He dragged Lyra toward the emergency exit shaft, using the facility's forgotten maintenance tunnel maps in his neural implant. She staggered beside him, strength slowly returning as the neural suppressors faded. "Just a little further," Darren said, breathless. They reached the launch pad. Only 1 vessel. Small scout pod. "You have to go," he said. "Take it. Head toward the outer system. Your ship is probably out there." "Come with me," she said, trembling. "I can't. If I disappear now, they'll hunt you harder. I have to make it look like I was forced. They'll kill you. I'll survive. And maybe one day we'll meet again. When things are different." Tears welled up in her eyes, shimmering like starlight. She stepped closer and placed a hand over his chest. "You're not like the others." "Thank you, Darren." She kissed his forehead. A gentle glow passed between them, and for a moment, just a moment, Darren felt peace in her touch. The ship launched into the stars, disappearing into the night sky. Ending a different kind of war. Back at the base, Darren was arrested. He confessed partially, claiming Lyra overpowered him using mind control. Internal investigations continued for weeks. But what puzzled his superiors the most was that all lab data on Lyra had been wiped, erased completely from the servers. No trace, no backup, as if she had never existed. Darren was dishonorably discharged and exiled to a lunar mining colony near Saturn. But he never gave away the truth. And late at night, when the stars aligned just right above the mining dome, he'd look toward the black sky and whisper her name. Somewhere out there Lyra was free. And maybe, just maybe, she remembered him too.